So here we are, 18 years later, and everyone who's campaigning for mayor, council, 20 people total, 14 council members at large, 6 for mayoral candidates. And in 2000, when I came on, the very same issues that we're talking about today is what I talked about. And here we are 18 years later. Where are we going to go from here? The taxes have been increased by 54% over 18 years. The crime is still the same. The issue with the police department, they never recovered from the layoffs. I remember when they put those guys on, they put 100 new cops on. It was a great idea. We wanted it. When I asked them, and I said, where's the money? They said, oh, it's in the budget. I said, well, I'm looking at the budget. I don't see the money. Show me the money. Well, then what they tried to do is portray me as the anti-cop guy. So I said, you know what? You could put this legislation together, the ordinance together, increase the table of organization, put your 100 cops on. But next year, this time, we'll be laying those guys off. And that's exactly what happened. But only we laid off 125 guys that time. We still haven't recovered. But then the city of Patterson's got 330 firemen. The minute there's 20 vacancies, they fill them up. What's going on here? So you know, there's a lot of things that we talked about. The taxes, in 16 years, the taxes haven't been stabilized once. Marty Barnes, when he was here, stabilized them for 5 years. Told everybody, buckle up. We're not spending another penny. No new cars, no new trucks, no new nothing. Live with what you got. We need to manage. And he did it successfully. From 2000 to present, our budget has went up. It was 160 million when I came in 2000. It is now 283 million dollars. Is that absurd? How do you justify that? And it doesn't seem like there's any end coming anytime soon. They want to rebuild your roadways, new sewers. You're talking about $1 billion. You've got a school system that's run by the state, $500 million. Really, how is this going to happen?
You win a lot of rounds over the years, Aslon, with Mayor Torres. Did his demise surprise you? Did you just see it as a natural outgrowth of the way he was running the city? How did you assess that, and what does it do to the current environment as you look to go back to City Hall?
Well, you want to know something? I was one of the first people that exposed the corruption, starting with this check that he had received, where he claimed he put in 25 years of service. You have to have 25 years of continued service. He didn't have that, and he got paid a significant amount of money. But even prior to that, there were other areas that we talked about, things that were going on with healthcare expenses. We found out that in one area, the healthcare on a national level, everybody was paying like $11,000 for healthcare for your city employees. On a national level, while they were paying $11,000, we were paying $16,000. When we exposed that, after we did the math, over a 10-year period, that means Patterson lost over $300 million. And you know what? We brought this to the Attorney General's office and the FBI, and that is, I don't know how many years later, still nothing has come from that. So the little things that Torres might have went to prison on are very minor compared to the really big things that have been happening here. So it was no surprise to us. It was just a matter of time. You could see that Torres became greedy. That's exactly what happened. He was not grateful. He didn't appreciate what he had. He tried to act like he was very humble when he came back, and he didn't have to take those trips all the way to Jackson, New Jersey, where he was the business administrator. But if you ask the people in Jackson, they were so relieved when he left. And they were all opposed to him coming there. And they all had an idea of what he was going to do. And people actually told me from Jackson that he almost broke their community down. The very people that actually brought him in were even grateful that he had left. So shortly thereafter, look at what happened. It became so blatantly obvious the way he was conducting his business, reckless, driving around in a city vehicle while he was drunk. And many people knew these things, Max, but yet nobody nobody had the courage to stand up and say, what is going on here? And that's part of the conversation we're having now about going along